Okay, before we begin this video, we'd just like to put up a fair use notice for the likes of YouTube, because what we are going to do in a moment is for criticism and for comment, review and news, instruction, in other words. Now then, elderly woman arrested, okay, in London. We don't see any shocking footage that is kept from us. All we see is an incident. We are not saying that the old woman was not there. Of course she was, but it's been kept from this footage, okay? So there's no cause for alarm and distress. It's just a simple piece of footage. Of course, practically, with the woman on site that day, there would naturally be alarm and distress, especially so as an old woman. They could have given the old woman a heart attack. They've got their masks on. Oh, we will conform to the government policy, regulations, rules. But what about the rules, equally of Parliament, of showing humanity, of respect? Not fuggery. Where is the degree of humanity, natural humanity with these officers? None. You and I would not ever, ever abuse an old person. The old person might be shouting everything under the sun at you, but we've got integrity. We've got understanding. We've got human compassion. We're real human beings. And we turn the other cheek. We ignore the abuse. We understand that some people have got problems in this life. And it's only the children in understanding that will return abuse. But we're better than that. The police are a shocking example of inhumanity. Let's carry on.
What? You ready for the repercussions of what you said? That's an old lady we've been watching from up there. What's she done? She's 78, is she?
COVID regulations.
What COVID regulations? She's an old lady. We've been watching. She was just on her own. What's she done?
She said so, persistent breach of COVID regulations.
What regulations?
She's not got an exemption for protesters.
How many of them were there? 2 of them? 1 of them?
Not more before 16. All the whole store.
I do know that you're arresting an old lady for demonstrating right to protest.
So basically, it's bully boys. There is a defenceless old woman. We'll have her. Remember at school, bullies? Huh? Get in a gang, they do. And they seek out the vulnerable. Oh, I remember those days. Oh, I remember a lad coming up and with his mates and try a bully. That was the last thing he ever did. And I tell you what, once he'd been knocked to the ground and was carried away to the hospital, his mates, cowards, ran off. These are the same. These are cowards. These are bully boys. when Antifa comes to the streets. Not polite old women like this and the rest of us, protesting as we have every human right to protest. Then these bully boys run, they leg it when Antifa gets to the streets, because Antifa are the real bully boys, as it were. They're the aggressors. Oh no, they don't stand against Antifa. I've seen it in different parts of the country. Antifa comes to the streets, and this lot, these bully boys, these, a police officer, they leg it. Scared. You can see it in their faces, in their eyes. But oh, how they love to rub their hands when they see normal, innocent members of the public protesting, rightly protesting, not into fuckery, not into throwing rocks and fireworks and slabs and anything else like Antifa. Oh, the officers rub their hands. We've seen this. This is practical life. And they go and attack old ladies like this. If this was an Antifa, this wouldn't have been happening.
This is an absolute disgrace. This is a disgrace. She's an old lady. You don't need to obey any orders as police officers. You must have mothers. What an outrage.
What an outrage.
Have you listened to him? You lost your bloody heart. Following orders like Nuremberg.
There's no orders that they're following. She's not broken the law. And she has every right to get a solicitor and sue the backsides of the Metropolitan Police.
She has a fundamental right to protest. You're arresting her. Who is this lady? Sorry, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I remember Parliament for Roxburgh. Really, I'm going to find out how old she is. Let me know who she is, and I'll raise it in Parliament.
Do you know, there were people around here now, around this fella. He's an MP in Parliament. Okay? Who will say, oh, he's a good man. Good man. He's concerned. He's concerned. Is that how you would feel listening to this man speaking, that he's concerned? Because normally, you know, that's the thing to understand, that he's concerned, but he's not concerned. Oh, but you say he's expressing himself as being concerned. He's not concerned. He lives in a different world. He's voted for COVID and the coronavirus. He's one of the over 670 MPs and the House of Lords upstairs that are punishing the British public. This man's got no mask. He's offended only because he's not on the same level as the general public. His sensitivity has been offended. That's all it is. Because if he was truly offended at heart, he would have this stopped straight away. Put himself at risk of being arrested. Because, you know, if I were picking MP, and if I were, I'd be out there. I'd say, right, What's the charge for this old lady? Show me the law, or let her go. Or I will have the lot of you prosecuted. Not, oh, I'll just get her name and her address and her age, and I'll just mention it in Parliament. They don't live on the same planet as us. His sensitivity has been offended. He doesn't live amongst us. He believes himself to be above us. And so when he sees real life that we have to live, it upsets his sensitivity. He's very sensitive, you see. They're a bunch of wasters.
Find out how old she is, let me know who she is, and I'll raise it in Parliament. Email me who she is, what she's allegedly done.
Is that all you're going to do?
Charles Walker,
Charles
okay?
Walker.
Don't worry about it. This is a disgrace.
Go on then, challenge the police. Hey? Go on then, challenge the police. Do your duty as a human being. Oh, goes into Parliament and, oh, I've just seen a terrible sight. Oh. We don't need MPs like this. We need people who are real, down to earth, not sitting in opulent palaces. We don't need that. I'll leave it at that. We have to be sensible, not gullible. People around this here again will say, oh, he's a good MP, he's going to raise it in Parliament. That's not a good MP. That's just going through the motions to satisfy his sensitivity, so that at least he said something. And that's all they ever do.